DJ Gary here again, and we are going to get to some more content. This is Motown Song Edition. Hope you guys enjoyed the previous one, and we're going to do it like this. We're going to get into this. Um, we're going to get into this. What's easy for two is so hard for one. Written by Smokey Robinson and produced by Smokey Robinson. This version was recorded by Mary Wells. This is Mary Wells was kind of uh, like the first lady of Motown Records as far as the musical aspect goes. She was like the first woman at Motown to interpret Smokey Robinson songs, songwriting, singing like Smokey in a sense, if that sounds right. So then we have we have this version. So this is the first version. This version is pretty good. Um, for it to be like 1963, this aged pretty well. Fine as wine, I should say. Uh, Mary Wills does a fantastic job on this version. Um, and she was really one of the first ones with this song, and they put it out as a single. The next version that was done but wasn't released until 1999. This was recorded in 1964. And this was The Temptations. The Temptations had a version, and this laid in the vault until 1999, released on Motown Sings Motown Treasures. And this was very early, like I mentioned. Um, Paul Williams doing doing lead vocals. This is pretty good. I really like his version. The instrumentation is different from Mary Wells' version, so you can tell it was given a whole, you know, updated, different kind of arrangement. I really like Paul vocals here. You could tell he was very young, very young. Um, this is like the I Wanna Love I Can See era. Like they coming off of that. Um, before Don't Look Back um, type of thing. So I really like their version. I think it really would have fit if they would release this on one of their albums. Really, I don't know why they held it back for whatever reason. They probably thought it wasn't good, but I'm accustomed to actually liking this version. Uh, it's not over exaggerated. It's well done. You know, rest in peace to Paul Williams. Rest in peace to um, Mary Wells. The next version we got is Barbara Randolph. Barbara Randolph was with Motown. She was also an actress. She recorded some Motown songs that was also covered. She did "I Got the Feeling" by the Four Tops, or no, "I Get a Feeling." I get a feeling, feeling rocking. That type of that song. Barbara Randolph. She, surprisingly, she is a Taurus, like Mary Wells. Interesting. You know, it's a contrast. Her her vocals on this version that she did of this song, I say her vocals is a contrast between what is a contrast between? I say Mary Wells and Barbara Lewis. Barbara Lewis had the song "Baby I'm Yours." Um, Barbara Lewis obviously wasn't on Motown. I think she was on she was like on like Atlantic. I think she was like like Chess, like kind of like Chess Records, and then I think she went to Atlantic. I think she was mostly at Atlantic. I think that's what that was. Yeah, Atlantic. And she did a great version. Um, she did a great version. Her version, I'm trying to pinpoint when it was released. I see something said 1966, and then I see something says 1969. Then I see something like it was released later on, um, like after she died or something like that. Her version is very different. She did a great version, but I think it's different. And it was released on the she comes from the soul label. Like Motown had a label called Soul, and they had like Glass Night of Pips on there. They had Junior Walker All Stars, the originals. They were on that label that Motown had. Um, anyways, her version sounds kind of, I want to say uh, like Chicago musicians were playing on there. So I don't know if they got some Chicago musicians. That the bass is on there. I want to say that sounds like Bernard Reed of um, Brunswick Records. So it kind of sounds like Brunswick musicians on this version. Um, of course, Motown had different musicians that weren't necessarily the Funk Brothers core, but that's just my opinion. Because I think Charles Singleton was her producer, uh, also her husband. So that's a little tidbit right there. Uh, so then we have the Marvelettes. The Marvelettes did a version on Sophisticated Soul. Um, their version is different. Um, Updated, slightly different. Um, I think they do a good job on here. This is the version that I grew up with. And I think it's one of the best versions out of everybody's version. That's just me. Um, I think this was good. I like how the guitar you could hear like there's two guitars that's dubbing the same line as the main guitars. Uh, it gives it like that echo type feel. You guys know what I'm talking about. Um, and yeah, I think Wanda does a good job. Um, back to Barbara Randolph. You know, like I said, her voice to me sounds like Barbara Lewis a little bit. And interesting enough, Barbara Lewis ended up covering uh, "Be My Love" by the Miracles, Smokey and the Miracles. Uh, I just thought I'd throw that in there. And Barbara Randolph ended up touring with Marvin Gaye uh, as replacement for Tammy Terrell. Tammy Terrell, another tourist who ended up, falling ill, due to her brain aneurysms and stuff like that. And so she ended up replacing Tammy on some shows, and she was like highly regarded. And I find it interesting. Barbara Randolph is really like one of those unsung artists that Motown really don't speak about. She was like very, very like she's kind of like Brenda Holloway type um artists. You know, recipes to Barbara Randolph. She's yeah, it's kind of crazy. Motown really don't acknowledge her, or you really don't hear much stories about her. She passed away from cancer in the mid 2000s, actually, and she was in South Africa, and I think she was more of a um, she wanted to deal with like veterans and stuff like that, making sure veterans get get a show and stuff like that. So she seemed like she was very service type. um the service really respected her. uh Military, she really respected the military and stuff like that. um so yeah, let me know, what are you guys favorite version of this song? You know, Smokey Robinson, of course, did his thing with the writing side of it. But what version do you guys prefer? Um, to sum it all up, I do prefer the Marvelettes version because I grew up on that. But that's that on that. Like the video, comment, subscribe. DJ Gary. Let's push this to 6,000 subscribers, please. All right. I'm out.